The year was 1990, and video game development was entering a golden age. The Sega Genesis, known as the Mega Drive outside of North America, was gaining traction, and Sega was looking for a game that would appeal to a wide audience and showcase the power of its 16-bit console. Enter Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, a platformer that not only brought Disney magic to life in the gaming world, but also solidified Sega's reputation as a serious competitor to Nintendo. Castle of Illusion wasn't just another Disney tie-in, it was a meticulously crafted platformer that combined beautiful graphics, engaging gameplay, and a timeless story, all centered around Disney's iconic mascot, Mickey Mouse. This game became one of the Sega Genesis's defining titles and set a high standard for licensed games in the years to come. Castle of Illusion was developed by Sega's internal team, specifically a group known as Sega AM7, which later became part of Sega CS. The goal was clear: create a game that would appeal to both children and adults, using Mickey Mouse as the protagonist. This was a bold move at the time, as Mickey Mouse was synonymous with family-friendly entertainment, and the game had to maintain that Disney charm while delivering a challenging experience for gamers. The development team faced a unique challenge, adapting the magical world of Disney into the 16-bit graphical capabilities of the Sega Genesis. The pressure was on to not only make the game visually stunning, but also fun to play. They worked closely with Disney to ensure that the character of Mickey was faithfully represented. The result was a platformer that pushed the boundaries of the Sega Genesis, using bright colors, smooth animations, and a detailed art style that made the game feel like an interactive cartoon. The game's soundtrack, composed by Shigenori Kamiya, was another standout feature. The music managed to capture the whimsy and magic of Disney, creating a memorable atmosphere that complemented the game's fairy tale-like story. The development team's commitment to quality and Disney's oversight ensured that Castle of Illusion would be a standout title in Sega's library. The story is simple, yet timeless. Mickey Mouse's beloved Minnie has been kidnapped by the Wicked Witch, Mizrabel, who is envious of Minnie's beauty. Mizrabel, hiding in her Castle of Illusion, plans to steal Minnie's beauty for herself, leaving Mickey with no choice but to embark on a daring quest to rescue her. Mickey must travel through various themed levels within the enchanted castle, each representing different illusions. From dark forests and toy-filled rooms to Candylands and eerie dungeons, Mickey battles through the witch's illusions to collect 7 magical gems. These gems are the key to constructing a rainbow bridge that leads to the final showdown with Mizrabel in her twisted tower. The story is a straightforward damsel-in-distress plot, but it's the way the game immerses players in Mickey's world, complete with Disney's signature charm, that makes it memorable. Each level feels like a chapter from a children's storybook, with Mickey as the brave hero confronting Mizrabel's tricks and illusions. Castle of Illusion is a side-scrolling platformer that combines classic mechanics with a few unique elements. The gameplay is both simple and intuitive, making it accessible to younger players while still offering enough challenge to satisfy seasoned gamers. At its core, the game is a traditional platformer. Mickey must jump, bounce, and dodge his way through each level, using precision timing to avoid enemies and obstacles. The jumping mechanics are tight, and Mickey's signature butt bounce attack, jumping and pressing down to bounce on enemies, became a defining feature of the game. Each level has its own distinct theme and unique set of enemies, ranging from enchanted toys to evil mushrooms. The variety in level design keeps the gameplay fresh and exciting, with new surprises at every corner. Throughout each stage, Mickey can collect items like apples and marbles, which can be thrown at enemies to defeat them from a distance. There are also hidden stars that grant extra lives and collectible items that add to the game's replay value. Special power-ups, like invincibility potions, add a layer of strategy, allowing Mickey to become temporarily invulnerable to enemies. Collecting health-restoring items, such as candy and cakes, helps Mickey survive his perilous journey through the castle. Each stage culminates in a boss battle against a creature or guardian tied to the level's theme. These bosses require pattern recognition and careful timing to defeat, showcasing the game's blend of platforming skills and puzzle solving. The bosses are creative, ranging from an oversized jack-in-the-box to a menacing dragon, each demanding a different strategy to overcome. The levels are filled with hidden pathways and secret areas, rewarding exploration. Some puzzles involve moving platforms, switches, and other environmental elements that require players to use their platforming skills to access hidden treasures. These secrets add to the game's depth, encouraging multiple playthroughs to uncover everything. The development team worked closely with Disney, drawing inspiration from classic Disney animation to bring the world of Castle of Illusion to life. This attention to detail ensured that Mickey's animations were smooth, fluid, and true to the character's iconic look, setting a new standard for character animations and platformers. Before the release of Sonic the Hedgehog in 1991, Castle of Illusion was one of the games that helped Sega build a reputation as a serious competitor to Nintendo. The game's success demonstrated that the Sega Genesis was capable of delivering high-quality platformers that could rival those on the NES. Castle of Illusion was so beloved that it received a modern remake in 2013 for consoles like the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. The remake retained the charm of the original while updating the graphics, music, and gameplay for a new generation, introducing Mickey's adventure to fans who had never played the 1990 classic. The game's success influenced the design of other platformers, including the World of Illusion and Land of Illusion games, which continued the tradition of Mickey Mouse's adventures on various platforms. The tight controls, varied level design, and focus on animation set a template that many future platformers would follow. Licensed games, especially those tied to major movie or cartoon franchises, often had a reputation for being rushed or of poor quality. Castle of Illusion broke that stereotype by being a well-crafted, polished game that not only captured the essence of Disney's magic, but also stood as a high-quality title on its own merits. The villain, Mizrabel, was designed to resemble the iconic Disney witch Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Although never directly referenced as the same character, her appearance and mannerisms suggest a strong inspiration. This gave the game an additional nod to classic Disney films, making it feel even more connected to Disney's animated heritage. Creating Castle of Illusion presented a unique challenge for Sega's development team. The 16-bit hardware of the Sega Genesis was more powerful than the NES, but the developers had to ensure that the game's visuals, music, and animations lived up to Disney's standards. The team pushed the Genesis to its limits, utilizing bright colors, detailed sprites, and background animations to create a sense of depth and wonder. The soundtrack, composed with the Genesis's distinct FM sound chip, was another technical feat. It captured the whimsical and adventurous tone of the game, creating an atmosphere that was both nostalgic and immersive. The use of parallax scrolling backgrounds and multi-layered environments helped make each level feel alive and dynamic, adding to the game's visual appeal. Castle of Illusion. Starring Mickey Mouse is a standout title in the history of video games, a perfect blend of Disney magic and solid platforming. It was a game that pushed the Sega Genesis hardware, set new standards for licensed games, and laid the groundwork for future platformers. It remains a beloved classic, known for its captivating visuals, engaging gameplay, and timeless story. For many gamers, it was a gateway to the world of video games, introducing them to the thrill of exploration, the challenge of boss battles, and the joy of finding secrets hidden in 16-bit landscapes. This game wasn't just about saving Minnie, it was about capturing the imagination and wonder that Disney has been known for over the decades. Castle of Illusion stands as a testament to how a video game adaptation of a beloved character can be more than just a cash grab. It can be an experience that stands the test of time, offering joy to gamers young and old alike. With its memorable soundtrack, stunning visuals, and classic platforming gameplay, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for the Sega Genesis remains a cornerstone of both Disney and Sega's history, a magical journey that still brings smiles to players' faces over 3 decades later.